Can I at this juncture call my buddy group members for Chisugu to come up and we start fellowship this evening? It is a very good day that we've chosen to celebrate the chartering of the Rotary Club of Muyenga. Why do I call it good? I call it good because it is the same day that the founder of Rotary International was born, all the way back in 1868 in Wisconsin, in the United States of America.
As we come together to celebrate this evening, let us take a moment to give thanks for all that we have received. And as we continue to enjoy the company of our fellow Rotarians, may we be forever mindful of the needs of others and of our duty to serve those less fortunate than ourselves. Amen.
I observe all protocols and I invite everybody to straighten their garments. If you have a glass, please hold it high. If you don't have one, touch that part of your body that matters most, as I propose a toast to the good health of the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Let's all recite the four-way test. For the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular, first, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The rituals that have seen us start our fellowship. Several of us do not know the effort it took to move us from 1988 all the way to 2023.
I was the secretary of the club from the beginning for 3 years. And then in 1994-95, I became president. And the RI president at that time was William H. Bentley. And the district governor was a man from Reunion by the name of Jack Mace. And I spent most of the time with him speaking my broken French. I think for the time being, this is enough because I'm here to come and narrate something much more involving regarding the entire club. Thank you.
I was the first lady president of this club. And it was the year 2004-2005. And this was the year when we were celebrating 100 years of Rotary, centennial celebrations. So I am referred to as a centennial president. The theme for that year was Celebrate Rotary 100 Years. What I remember, that year, our club had could I call it a parade or a march? We marched from where we were meeting and marched all over Kabalagala so that we create awareness that Rotary exists in the area of Muyenga. And I can't forget that. My DG was Muhammad Abdullah from Kenya. Memorable project. That one which comes out quickly is the provision of a borehole for a small school in Rukunjiri district, Chitazuguka Primary School. Quite a number of the Rotarians managed to travel all the way to Rukunjiri to hand over a borehole. And that borehole is still functioning, provision of water. And the second one that I remember very well is when we went to St. Kizito Primary School, which is in Kansanga Catholic Church, and we noticed that there were quite a number of pupils who had a problem raising school fees. So the Rotary Club of Muyenga partnered with a club from the US, and we started paying fees for the disadvantaged children of that school. Some of them have now completed university. My message to you, Rotarians of Muyenga, I just want to congratulate you, congratulate ourselves for having managed to make our club an 100% PHF club.
Year of presidency 2005-2006, I followed a powerful President Margaret, and the theme was service above self, and the RI president was a German called Wilhelm. Friends, one thing I have to say, that this club should continue being relevant to the community, doing impactful projects, and don't drop your cultural values.
My year of service was 2007-2008, and my governor was Chris Mutavia from the Rotary Club of Jambogo. The RI president was Wilfried Winkson, and the theme for that Rotary year was Rotary Shares. What stood out in that year 2007-2008, I trust, or I believe that most of you remember that this was the time Kenya was going through difficult times, when they had the post-election violence, and we had an influx of refugees, people running away from that massacre and entering Uganda. And we had to host them in eastern Uganda, particularly in schools and churches. And Muyenga partnered with an organization from UK, Shelter Box project, and we provided kits to these refugees. In these kits, there were contained household items that could be used, things like tents, things like saucepans, mattresses, and a lot of things. And the person who was at the forefront of distributing this item was no other than President Joseph Rubuto Choto. Kindly stand up for recognition, together with our late Charter President Emmanuel Pinto. Sadly, it was during my year of service that our Charter President tragically passed away in a motor accident which found him in his own compound. His car, he was handling his car, and it moved and squeezed him against a wall, and he passed on. The message I have for you, Rotarians of Muyenga, we need to leave the legacy of all those charter members. They started a very strong club, and we need to build on that and move forward in serving humanity. I thank you.
Allow me to pay special recognition to Mrs. Pinto, who has joined us this evening in lieu of our late President Pinto, who is not with us.
My year of presidency, 2008, 2009, it was not very easy getting into the big shoes of my predecessors you had. The Rotary theme was make dreams real. My RI president was the South Korean D.K. Lee. My governor of the time was Koshik Manek, Rotary Club of Nairobi, is it south or north or west? The memorable project, we had a deaf and dumb girls school water project in Masaka, which is alive and kicking up to this day. I want to give tribute to my director of the time, the relevant director, that was Rotarian Ruima. Deborah, if you could stand up for recognition tonight. Thank you for having marshaled that project. But also, on a happy note, for the members that can remember, and I hope they can remember, my year is when you went and bonded with the mighty club of Rotary Club of Virunga in Kigali, and we had a wonderful time. We shall not tell you exactly what we left behind, but it was very good. My message on this occasion, I just want to let you know that when I went to bury my sister in Canada last month, I visited a club in Vancouver, and while I was there, I was told that for them, they only meet twice a month. And even with twice a month, I could see they had so many projects, including projects here in Kampala. And I'm told that that practice is widely accepted in their district. I'm just saying that as food for thought in this club. Thank you very much for listening to me.
I'm called Ken Mugisha. I joined in 1996 and I was invited by PDJ Manuel. I became a president in 2011-2012, having been convinced by the late Emmanuel Pinto because I tried to dodge giving reasons that I was busy. So I'm so happy that Marie, you're here. I served under the presidents of RI President Kalyan Banerjee. The district governor was Eric Kimani. The theme for the year was Reach Within to Embrace Humanity. Part of the achievements we had that year is that we became the biggest Rotary club on the African continent. We maintained, because we had slid back and regained our position of being 100% polar risk giving. So we had PHFs 100%, and thank you to all of you. The projects we had a project in Impambire which had economic and community development. We had water and sanitation and basic education and literacy. So all those were covered under what we call Adopt a Village. My message to the club is that as much as I'm interested in growth in this club, it must move alongside cohesion, where we must create time to have opportunities like this, getting together, knowing each other, and having value proposition to the members we invite and those we find in Rotary. Thank you.
Name is Nkusa Kalali Joseph. I was president 1999-2000. The theme that year was Act with Credibility, Consistency, and Continuity. The RI president was architect Carlo Ravisa, and our district governor was Rotarian Hatim Karimji. The most active projects we had that year were, first, the urban farming we had in Namuongo. Then we had the Kabule Health Center had started, and the vocational training at Kabila. Now, the last two, we partnered with Stafford Castle Rotary Club. And that year, we, as a club, were able, for the first time, to win a district award. What was it? International Cooperation, Partnership and Cooperation. That was the biggest achievement we had. The message, as we move into our 36th year, I pick from the theme to please act with consistency. Thank you very much.
Kasozi Joseph Mobiru is my name. I was president in the year 2012-2013, and the RI president was Sakuji Tanaka. The theme was Peace Through Service, and my governor was Jita Manek. So I was the last president in the district 9211, The memorable moment was the founding of the Rotary Club of Kampala Muyenga Breeze, which is a very strong club. It has almost all its charter members still present there, and I'm happy for that. My message to the Rotary Club of Muyenga: please let us harness the fruits of membership growth. The more the hands, the bigger the impact. God bless you.
Good evening, everybody. As you heard, my name is Florence Muchibi. My year of presidency was 2014-15. The Rotary theme was Light Up Rotary. The RI president was Gary C.K. Wang. My governor was Harish Bhatt. My memorable project was the stroke prevention project. I remember we used to move from one district to the other, and we saved many lives. But I also remember in my year, it's the first time we bought a laptop for our club, a projector, a screen, and I remember we used to party every other Wednesday. My message to the members of our club: let's continue to have the desire to alleviate poverty, fight illiteracy and disease, and let's continue to use our abilities and our classifications to make a difference in the communities we serve. Thank you.
President Florence was followed by Dr. FX Mukasa.
Nice to see you all. Thank you for coming on this occasion. I was president of this club in 2015-2016. Our theme for that year was Be a Gift to the World. Our president was Ravidra, chap from Ceylon. My district governor, Robert Sivirwa. The most memorable occasion or project is the one about Vijana Power. This is a project introduced by the then Robert Sivirwa. It was introduced, I think our club was the first one to introduce it, but it's now well spread. And as you know, a lot of clubs have taken it on. And the last one I had, I think, was the Rotary Club of Muyenga Morning Star, and they have taken it on with teaching young people to find jobs, and they are doing sewing machines and things like sewing up, and they're learning how to sew. These are very important things, and we should keep them up. What I advise you to do, try to take part in the project of your club.
My presidency was in 2016 and 2017. Our Rotary theme then, 2016-17, was Rotary Serving Humanity. My president, who came from Tennessee, was John F. Jam. My district governor was Jayesh Asha, H. Asha, and who comes from RC Tanga. My memorable project is the blood bank. And please, let's clap for the leadership for the blood bank and all Rotary for this big project. And my message that I leave for this club, harnessing our membership and our niche of the foundation to continue giving and preserve that niche.
PDG Emmanuel Katongole, I think this is your cue.
I had a very wonderful year as president of Mighty Rotary Club, and this was in the year 2006, 2007. And then our district governor was our own Governor Dr. Tusubira of the Rotary Club of Kampala North. And Rotary International President then was President Bill Boyd from the Rotary Club of Paklanga in New Zealand. And the theme of the year was Lead the Way. And for the year, we're proud to say that we led the way. We did a number of projects, a number of them I cannot remember, but what I remember is that was the first year that our club crossed $1 million, and we did projects worth $1.6 million. And it was big stuff then, and at the end of the year, our club was declared the Club of the Year. I was declared the President of the Year, and humanity won. Humanity won.
We have President Stephen Mubiru Kalenge coming in to talk to us about his year.
Year of service was 2017-2018. My RI president was Ian H.S. Lisley of the Rotary Club of Sandringham, Victoria, Australia, District 5040. The theme of the year was Rotary making a difference, and I think we did make a difference. I had the honor and the pleasure of being the governor's president. My governor was Ken Wycliffe Mogisha of the Rotary Club of Muyenga. Memorable project. Governor Ken's mission was greening Uganda and making it a better place to stay in. And one of the things that we did was to plant trees. Our club planted over 500 trees in that year. We are glad to win the district award for the Mission Green project. The other things that we did in that year was that we digitized the attendance register. We also started the practice of broadcasting our Club of the Year address by videography. My message to all of us here is to say that I'm glad to be part of this great society, this great club, and I do thank you for serving people passionately and selflessly and for doing God's work on earth. Thank you so much.
And guess what? I followed. My name is Douglas Ivan Sendage Kabenge. I was president in 2019-2020. I was sponsored by President David Balaka. I was inducted by the late President Manuel Pinto. The RI president in the year that I was president is Mark Daniel Maloney. The theme in the year was Connect the World. Our district governor was District Governor Xavier Salongo Sentamu, assisted by AG Charles Kabunga. Memorable projects, well, we had several. What can I talk about? We had the prosthetic hands championed by Deborah Luhima. We had the Bondeko project, and we continued the birthing of projects that came to pass in the year that followed mine, such as the Katalemwa Cheshire wheelchair project. My message for this evening and my message to my club members is that we must continue expanding our connection to the communities. We also must find ways of embracing our new members. We must continue to mentor them post-induction. We must intentionally and purposely engage them, because we are in doing that we shall be in the process of their full immersion and into community work and the attendant leadership that follows. Thank you very much. Following me was President Hanifa Musoke.
All protocol observed. My name is Hanifa Musoke. I was the president of RCM in the year 2020-2021. If you remember vividly, that's the COVID year. And it came with a lot of transformation. We're doing hybrid fellowships. We were talking about lockdowns, curfew. Everything changed. But I'm glad that we adapted seamlessly. The theme for the year was Rotary Opens Opportunities, And the RI president was Holger Nack from Germany. The district governor was Rosette Nabumba, who was the first lady district governor in Uganda. And we were the last year in District 9211. Memorable project. The significant thing for me was the grant utilization of 220,000 for Talemwa Cheshire Home and Kamwewa Water and Sanitation. That was a significant utilization on the part of Rotary Club of Muyenga. The other aspect that was memorable for me was the fact that in our year of service, Rotary Club of Muyenga received the RI Citation Award. The message for our club, I'll quote Paul Harris, and he says that whatever Rotary may mean to us, to the rest of the world, it will be known by the results we achieve. So to all the members of Rotary Club of Muyenga, I urge you to actively participate in the activities of the club so that we together can build a legacy for our club. Thank you very much.
We have Professor Augustus Nwagaba.
I became president 21, 22. So we continued with the COVID adaptability question. And our Rotary theme, as you all know, was serve to change lives. Our RI president was Sheikha Meta, who was talking about doing more and growing more. Our district governor was Young Kimalo from Tanzania. Our memorable project was Kamwewa project, which won the district award for 9214. The message which I want to give you is that in Ruchikaro Nyankore, my mother told me that amatemba tigarema kama temburuka. When you are climbing, it is simpler, but remaining there is very difficult. When we in Arusha, we won a total of 6 awards, including the award for being the best club in the district, and I was also humbly awarded for being the Rotarian of the district for having inducted on my name 34 Rotarians in 1 year, and having recruited a total of 55 members plus 28 members in London plus 24 members in the RCC, making a total of over 100 members in 1 year.
President Jane Kavale, yes, we exported her. She went, you know, the Romans say you go, you see, you conquer. She did exactly that and reverted back to Muyenga.
Muyenga Club sponsored me, and the president at that time was country chair Sam Mwanje. They sponsored me to be a president, to charter the club until the club was on its feet. Then I came back to Muyenga Rotary Club, and I'm very proud of Rotary Club of Sunrise. The year of charter and presidency was in 2006, 2007, and the RI president was William Boyd, and the district governor was Dr. Tusu. The theme that year was Lead the Way. The most memorable project I've had or participated in or led members through was the Good Shepherd's Home project, which is run by the missionaries of the poor. It involves caretaking of the homeless, destitute and physically and mentally handicapped children, men and women, and abandoned HIV children and adults. And my message this evening is, as we celebrate our achievements, I urge each and every one of us to reflect on how we can impactfully render service to community. Thank you very much.
planned to celebrate this friend of ours for beginning the journey of doing good in the world. Allow me invite Governor Mike Sebalu to come forward.
Let this be the beginning of a journey of giving, like all our faith proclaim givers to be blessed. It's in giving that we receive, and it's more of a blessing to give than to receive. So I welcome you, and I wish you an eventful journey of giving and continuing to give, because the needs and the demands of our communities are ever increasing and can only be leveraged with more giving.
Please receive our friend as the most recent PHF.
Next, I would like to invite Rotarian Egidius Karuhanga, who will receive his PHF +1.
You are being recognized for more giving, being more generous.
And welcome to yet another journey. And congratulations. I have brought these friends to show you that that is where you belong. Friends, receive with me a lady who is doing so good in the world. And by her giving $9,000 to the Rotary Foundation, we can only say thank you and thank you and thank you.
As you are aware, the Rotary Club of Muyenga has been giving very generously towards TRF. And this year, we have managed to raise a reasonable amount of money towards TRF. But this particular member has raised half of that money. And that is our own past district governor, Emmanuel Katongole. Thank you very much, PDG Emmanuel, and we wish you a quick recovery.
We are commemorating 35 years of Rotary, and I wish to thank the founders who laid a very firm foundation. We wish also to thank all the charter members who are here. They have grown strong, they haven't tired, and there are some charter members who are still members, like JB Walusimbi. As Rotary is dynamic, the values haven't changed. So tonight we want to ponder that as Rotarians, do we still conform to those values? We thank everybody who has stand up, we thank you for the work, and we thank everybody who has come to commemorate with us the Charter Night. We wish and pray that we grow bigger, and our club, it's not a mighty club anymore, it's a phenomenal club, goes beyond the phenomenal future. Thank you very much, everybody.
On the 1st of July, 1987, RI President Chuck Keller sent a letter to his 460 district governors and requested them to expand Rotary. How? He said, from each of your districts, I only want 2 clubs. And that's how the idea sank in the mind of the then coming RI district governor Sam Owori in Uganda. He narrates it much better. Sam Owori joined Rotary in 1978, and I saw him becoming a Rotarian in those days. And for those of you who don't know, many of our secretaries in our clubs don't take notes, but Sam Owori used to take notes every day when he was in his Rotary club, and they would be typed and they would be properly guarded. When he became governor, rather president of the Rotary Club of Kampala, he made sure that he mobilized people to start clubs. Now, when the letter of Chuck Keller came in 1987, when he was the district governor, he was simply ready. Now, the 4 clubs which he identified at that time were Entebbe, Bugolobi, which became at that time Kampala East, Mengo, and Muyenga. Muyenga, together with Mengo, were both, well, Muyenga was accepted by RI on the 14th of January, on the 17th of January 1988, and Muyenga and Mengo were both received their charter on the 14th of April 1988 at the given to us by RI District Governor Sam Owori, where the guest of honor was late Mayanja Nkanji, by then Minister of Finance. Thereafter, a long story had taken place. Sam Owori had identified the late Manuel Pinto to be his onto starting Muyenga, and he was accompanied by 2 Georges. One of them was George Kasede Mukasa, the other was George Kabugo. And the past district governor, elder brother of our own Remy Kasule, Sebunya, used to be part of them coming to start us. A list was written of about 60 people, and the chairman who was elected to start us off was Manuel Pinto. We started having our meetings at Rico Bar down in Kabaragara. Then after some time, things didn't move very comfortably for us. We moved to Pelican. When we went there, the owner of the place said, "You must have meals. If you don't eat, get away." And we moved down again. This time went to a place called, which was behind the Rico Bar. A new structure is coming up these days. 2 months later, we moved away from there and went to Kabalagala corner, that sharp corner where next to the police station. There we were hosted by a Swiss lady by the name of Catherine Katongole. We soon were thrown out, and we went to a place we later knew, at the junction of where Muyenga Road takes joins the main Gaba Road, and it was called the Ethiopian Restaurant. We were there for some time. But having moved for so long, somebody said, "There is a new place coming up in Muyenga. Why don't we go there?" We ascended the hill, and that's how we came to be hosted by Hotel International. Rotary came in Uganda in 1956, and we had the 4 clubs for a long time. That was Kampala, Jinja, Mbale, and Kampala West. For many years, many of us simply knew those people as the people who matter in the country, because they used to dress very smartly, and you'd look at each one of them being very, very impressive. Were they doing very great projects? By the way, they were very, very big people, very important, and so on. But the type of projects they were doing were not as impressive as what we see today. They used to do bus stands, zebra crossings. As we became Rotarians, we started enjoying Rotary. And of course, people who had no proper place to go to after work, you started enjoying meeting people who had ideas, people who could build you, people who were in different professions, in fact, that were gaining social capital. Let me tell you, friends, we normally enjoy putting on our lapel badges, but we are not very important if we don't render service. We have to render service to the communities where we come from. In fact, I've told friends that if we do not have any project in your home area or in some context of where you belong, and you don't deliver anything there, the lapel badge is just something hanging around your chest all the time, uselessly. But then I know many of my friends have made efforts to deliver, to give something back to the people around them. We started being the largest Rotary Club in Africa when we were 116 members. Today we are 176, and we are still the largest Rotary Club in Africa. And we are doing a project with the largest Rotary Club in the world, which is the Rotary Club of Oklahoma, in our project in where? In Soroti. Our young men and our young ladies has made things move. In 1988, the Council of Legislation allowed the ladies to become Rotarians, and that's how Tilda and Subuga Nakauka became our first lady Rotarian in the club. Another one was called Wabwire Margaret. The best project, by the way, Kabira, we developed a place where AIDS had hit the entire village. We gave them education. Later on, we gave the old people who are taking care of those kids WCs and what have you, and we gave them income generation activities. And RI acknowledged that as one of the best projects the world should look at. Thank you very much. And please do something to ensure that your place earns something from you in terms of Rotary. Thank you very much.
Charter Night is given us a great honor to reflect on the achievements of the Rotary Club of Muyenga, to recognize our founding fathers like you've seen them, to appreciate past presidents who led this club, and the reason why some of us boast and we speak with pride, calling it mighty, brand number one, phenomenal. I think we all have different definitions of this club, but the reason is because of these ladies and gentlemen, past presidents who ran the race well, and now they're handing over to some of us coming after them. It's only good manners that we clap for them. They did a good job. Yeah, thank you very much.
We shall agree that the new and the old have had a chance to look at Muyenga back in 1988 and have walked the journey up to 2023. District Governor-elect at Muyenga, we have the practice of determining our leaders way into the future. It's at this juncture that I would like to invite our leaders that are coming up in the future to come so that our visitors can get to know you. Simon Bate is our incoming president. I'll move on to, there you go. Elsewhere we call him Oweshtiwa Katimbo Mugwanya. Our next in the leadership line, we do have Alex Mugume. Lastly, we have our own Beatrice Lukalambi. So our visitors from elsewhere, Muyenga does planning and effective planning at that. Our very good presidents in the making. You have had the history. You've had how we were chartered. You've had where we are. We, as a club, speaking on behalf of my club members, are entrusting our future into your hands. And you will have our full support, right from the district level, down to the country level, and down to the club level. I thank you. I request you to take your seats.
It's my singular honor, courtesy demands that I invite the governor-elect to come, and you invite our governor, please. Francisco, your time, sir. Thank you.
But dear friends, I want to say I'm also glad to be part of this Charter Night celebration. And I'm looking forward to a very great year of service with your club. And I want to confirm to you that your President-elect Simon attended the PETS last Saturday and now qualifies to be a president. And I'm looking forward to a very exciting year of service with you. And finally, when we were at PETS, one of the facilitators told us that in some of the elements of a good leader, the good leader has to set a pace. So you are pace setters. You have set for us a pace in growing membership, in supporting the foundation, in doing bigger, bold and impactful projects among other things. And we want to say we are so proud of this club, and I'm looking forward to a very wonderful year. And with those few remarks, I want to take this singular honor to welcome our leader, Duty Governor Godfrey Pistalemwa, to address us this evening. Thank you so much.
You know, our side, whenever they give you a time to speak, you say, okay, Kati, now you get a cocaton. And at the end of the day, the speeches are not very many, but they actually become not few.
I do recognize and acknowledge all the protocol as already stated. And I simply want to share a moment of happiness with you as you celebrate 35 years of meaningful service to humanity. The Rotary Club of Muyenga is a brand. It is not a small brand, it is indeed a big brand that cannot be ignored. And that is the reason that I'm here this evening. I wasn't feeling too well for the last 1 or 2 days. Today I came to town specifically to join you. That shows you the value proposition that you have within your brand. There are clubs the whole world over that can be tolerated. They are there, calendar clubs, calendar year clubs, but there are clubs that are celebrated. The Rotary Club of Muyenga is top on the list of the clubs that are celebrated. Allow me therefore to congratulate you upon 35 years, solid years of eventful, productive, empowering, motivational, inspirational, and life-changing service to humanity.
I want to thank our own presidents, the presidents of Muyenga, on whose shoulders our own visionary President Ruth has climbed, has stepped to take this club to another level. My message to the presidents on December 25th was, please, if you have any people who have not paid their dues, please terminate them. That was my Christmas message. On the 31st, I reminded them that please terminate them. But of course, I was not talking about this club. Now, I want to assure you that those clubs which had those people who had not paid dues, really we allowed them to go until such a time when they come back. And I want to thank this Rotary Club because now we are talking about that membership, 170 plus. And that's exciting to look at. I want us now to focus on two things. Retention. Retaining these people of Muyenga is one of the hardest things you'll get. You are talking about CEOs, you are talking about chiefs, you are talking about bosses. I'm telling you, those are very difficult people until they have accepted what you are telling them. But I want us to take a shorter version. One of them, let's improve on our training. If these Rotarians are trained, they will have no reason to think about it again. We are talking about impact. We are talking about impact. Thank you, my friends. I look forward to finishing the year strong with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Chisugu that has hosted you this evening.
Thank you very much, J.J. Douglas, Governor Peace and team and members gathered here tonight. Can I please invite you to stand up for some 2 toasts. Straighten your garments and charge your glasses as I propose a toast to the 35 years of Muyenga Rotary service and to Rotary International.